In a glittering New York gala hosted by billionaire heiress Elena Vanderbilt, she issued a playful dare. "If anyone here can play this antique Steinway piano like a virtuoso, I'll marry you on the spot," prompting laughter from the elite crowd, until the unassuming black janitor, Marcus Hale, approached and unleashed a breathtaking rendition that silenced the room and altered destinies forever. Elena Vanderbilt, heir to a vast fortune built on real estate and tech investments, had always been known for her eccentric challenges at social events. At 28 years old, she managed her family's empire with a sharp mind and a flair for the dramatic. The gala, held in the grand ballroom of her Manhattan penthouse, celebrated the acquisition of a rare 19th century Steinway piano, once owned by a famous composer. Guests included tycoons, celebrities, and philanthropists, all mingling amid crystal chandeliers and catered delicacies. Vanderbilt, dressed elegantly, stood by the piano and made her announcement during a lull in conversations. The crowd chuckled, assuming it was mere jest, as no one expected serious takers. Marcus Hale, a 32-year-old janitor employed by the building's maintenance company, had been working overtime that evening to ensure the venue remained spotless. Hale, a quiet man from Harlem, supported his family through multiple jobs after losing his parents young. He had learned piano from his grandmother, a church organist, and honed his skills in community centers. Unbeknownst to most, Hale possessed extraordinary talent, but life circumstances had kept him from pursuing it professionally. That night, he was in the background, emptying trash bins and wiping surfaces, when Vanderbilt's words reached his ears. Several guests attempted the challenge first. A hedge fund manager pecked at the keys clumsily, drawing polite applause. An actress tried a simple tune, but faltered midway. Vanderbilt laughed along, reinforcing the light-hearted nature. Hale, pausing his duties, felt compelled to step forward. He approached the group hesitantly, still in his uniform, and asked if the offer extended to staff. Vanderbilt, amused, nodded affirmatively, expecting another amusing failure. Hale sat at the piano, adjusted the bench, and began with Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat major. His fingers moved with precision and emotion, filling the room with melodies that evoked deep resonance. Guests stopped talking. Vanderbilt's smile faded into astonishment. Hale transitioned seamlessly into Rachmaninoff's Prelude in C-sharp minor, his performance rivaling concert hall standards. Whispers spread as attendees recognized complexity. By the time he finished with a flawless rendition of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, the room erupted in applause. Vanderbilt, true to her word, approached Hale afterward. She inquired about his background, learning of his self-taught mastery and daily struggles. Impressed, she invited him for coffee the next day. Their meeting revealed shared interests in music and philanthropy. Hale's humility contrasted Vanderbilt's world, sparking genuine connection. Media caught wind of the event, publishing articles about the unlikely encounter. Public interest grew, with interviews highlighting Hale's talent. The two began dating discreetly. Vanderbilt introduced Hale to her circle, where he performed at private gatherings. Hale, in turn, showed her Harlem's community centers, where he volunteered teaching piano to underprivileged youth. Their relationship deepened over months, leading to engagement. Vanderbilt's family initially hesitated, but warmed to Hale's character. The wedding, a modest affair by billionaire standards, occurred in Central Park, attended by diverse guests. Post-marriage, Hale pursued music full-time, releasing albums that gained acclaim. Vanderbilt supported initiatives for arts education in low-income areas, funding programs inspired by Hale's story. The couple established a foundation providing scholarships for aspiring musicians from marginalized backgrounds. Hale's performances raised millions for charities, blending classical with modern influences. Years later, their story inspired documentaries and books. Hale mentored young talents, emphasizing perseverance. Vanderbilt shifted business, focused towards social impact investments. Their children grew up appreciating both worlds, learning piano from Hale. The antique Steinway remained in their home, a symbol of that pivotal night. The event prompted discussions on talent recognition beyond social status. Organizations adopted inclusive hiring practices, scouting skills in unexpected places. Hale's rise encouraged others to pursue passions despite obstacles. Vanderbilt often credited the challenge as her best decision, proving serendipity's power. Community responses varied. Some viewed it as a fairy tale, others as a lesson in humility. Hale remained grounded, volunteering regularly. Vanderbilt used her platform to advocate for equality in arts. Their partnership endured, marked by mutual respect and shared goals. Experts analyzed Hale's technique, noting influences from jazz and gospel roots. Music schools invited him as guest lecturer. Vanderbilt's business acumen complemented Hale's creativity, leading to joint ventures like music tech startups. The couple traveled, performing in global venues, always returning to community roots. Critics initially doubted the union's longevity, but time proved them wrong. Anniversaries featured Hale's recitals, reenacting the gala moment. Their story became curriculum in leadership courses, illustrating unconventional paths to success. Hale's albums topped charts, blending genres innovatively. Vanderbilt authored a memoir detailing the encounter's impact. Philanthropic efforts expanded, building music academies nationwide. Hale's students achieved recognition, perpetuating the cycle. The Piano Challenge evolved into an annual event, discovering hidden talents. Participants from various backgrounds competed, with winners receiving mentorship. Vanderbilt and Hale judged, sharing insights from their experience. Media revisited the story periodically, updating on their progress. Hale's humility endeared him to fans worldwide. Vanderbilt's transformation from socialite to advocate inspired women in business. Their family grew, with children excelling in arts and academics. Hale taught them the value of hard work, recounting his janitorial days. Vanderbilt ensured exposure to diverse cultures, fostering empathy. Challenges arose, like public scrutiny, but they navigated with communication. Hale's health scare in later years strengthened their bond. Recovery involved music therapy, reinforcing its healing power. Legacy projects included a museum housing the Steinway, exhibiting artifacts from that night. Visitors learned about overcoming barriers through talent. Hale's compositions were studied in conservatories. Vanderbilt's empire thrived under ethical practices, influenced by Hale's perspective. Joint speeches at conferences emphasized inclusivity. Their influence extended to policy, advocating for arts funding and education. Retirement brought focus on family and travel. Hale composed symphonies, performed selectively. Vanderbilt mentored young entrepreneurs. Their story remained a beacon of unexpected connections. Generations later, descendants carried the torch, maintaining the foundation. The gala's ripple effects touched countless lives, proving one moment's potential. Hale's final performance at 80 revisited the pieces that started it all. Vanderbilt, by his side, reflected on fate's twist. Their enduring love story continued inspiring. The antique piano, preserved meticulously, symbolized possibility. Visitors to the museum felt its history, imagining that transformative night. Scholars debated the event's cultural significance, citing it in studies on social mobility. Hale's biography became required reading in music history classes. Vanderbilt's charitable trust outlived him, funding innovations in music education. Hale's recordings preserved his genius for posterity. The couple's gravesite, in a quiet cemetery, bore inscriptions of gratitude and love. Admirers left flowers, honoring their legacy. Annually, the foundation hosted concerts in their memory, featuring emerging artists. The tradition ensured their impact persisted. In essence, the challenge that began as a joke forged a partnership that changed lives, demonstrating talent's transcendence over circumstance. Elena Vanderbilt's announcement at the gala set in motion events that reshaped her life and many others. Marcus Hale's decision to play that evening stemmed from years of quiet practice and innate ability. The crowd's initial laughter turned to admiration as his notes resonated. Vanderbilt honored her promise, leading to conversations that revealed compatibilities. Their courtship involved walks in the park and late-night discussions on music's role in society. Hale introduced Vanderbilt to soulful rhythms from his upbringing, while she shared classical repertoires from her education. Media speculation fueled interest, but they maintained privacy. Engagement announcement came via a joint statement, emphasizing mutual respect. Wedding planning balanced extravagance with intimacy. Guests included Hale's extended family and Vanderbilt's associates. Marriage brought new responsibilities. Hale adapted to public life. Vanderbilt to simpler joys. Collaborative projects flourished, like recording studios for underserved communities. Hale's debut album, featuring original compositions, received critical acclaim. Tours followed, with Vanderbilt managing logistics. Proceeds supported education initiatives. Parenthood arrived, with children inheriting musical inclinations. Family life centered on balance, avoiding excess despite wealth. Professional milestones included Hale's Grammy win and Vanderbilt's Forbes recognition for philanthropy. Joint efforts earned humanitarian awards. Challenges, such as business downturns, tested resilience. Hale's support during crises strengthened ties. Later years focused on legacy building. Memoirs co-authored detailed their journey, inspiring readers. Grandchildren learned the story firsthand, playing the Steinway under Hale's guidance. The event's anniversary celebrations recreated the gala, inviting new challengers. Hale's masterclasses drew aspiring pianists globally. Vanderbilt seminars empowered women leaders. Their home became a hub for artists, fostering creativity. Health initiatives, post-Hale scare, promoted wellness through music. Retirement travels explored cultural heritages, enriching perspectives. Final years were peaceful, filled with reflection and family. The story's endurance lies in its authenticity, a testament to human potential. Vanderbilt's initial dare, meant lightly, uncovered profound talent in Hale. His performance not only won her hand, but sparked widespread change. Communities benefited from their philanthropy, with programs reaching thousands. Hale's teaching philosophy emphasized accessibility, breaking barriers for minorities in classical music. Vanderbilt's influence amplified these efforts, securing funding from corporate partners. Documentaries captured interviews with witnesses from the gala, corroborating the astonishment. Books analyzed the psychological aspects of such encounters, highlighting serendipity. Educational curricula incorporated the narrative to teach themes of prejudice and opportunity. Schools named auditoriums after them. The foundation scholarships produced notable alumni, including composers and performers. Hale's compositions evolved, incorporating global influences from travels. Vanderbilt's business ventures diversified into entertainment, producing music-related content. Their partnership exemplified equality, with decisions made collaboratively. Public appearances declined in later years, prioritizing privacy. Legacy ensured through trusts and endowments. The piano, donated to the museum upon their passing, attracts visitors yearly. Tributes from musicians worldwide honor their contributions. The story remains relevant, reminding society of hidden gems among us. In summary, the gala's challenge led to a union that transcended expectations, fostering growth and inspiration. Elena Vanderbilt grew up in privilege, attending elite schools where she studied business and arts. Her father's empire provided opportunities, but she sought personal fulfillment. The piano acquisition stemmed from her passion for history. Marcus Hale's early life involved hardship. He worked odd jobs while practicing piano secretly. Community choirs provided outlets, refining his skills. The gala's guest list featured influencers whose reactions amplified the event's reach. Hale's choice of pieces showcased versatility, impressing experts present. Post-performance, conversations revealed Hale's untapped potential. Vanderbilt's follow-through demonstrated integrity. Dating phase involved cultural exchanges, bridging worlds. Engagement ring, designed collaboratively, symbolized unity. Wedding vows included musical elements, with Hale playing during the ceremony. Honeymoon in Europe visited historical music sites. Family expansion brought joy, with children pursuing varied interests. Career highs included Hale's symphony premieres and Vanderbilt's successful mergers. Philanthropic focus on equity addressed systemic issues. Challenges like media intrusion were managed with grace. Later, they advocated for mental health, drawing from personal experiences. Retirement hobbies included gardening and reading. Grandparenthood added layers of happiness. The narrative's power lies in its real-world implications, encouraging boldness. Vanderbilt's reflection in interviews. One joke changed everything. Hale's modesty, music spoke for me. Their combined efforts left an indelible mark. The Foundation's annual reports detail impacts, with metrics showing increased arts participation. Alumni testimonials credit programs for career launches. The museum exhibit includes audio recordings of Hale's gala performance. Scholars cite the story in social mobility research. Cultural festivals feature tributes. The couple's influence persists, inspiring future generations. In closing, the event proved that talent knows no bounds, and connections can arise unexpectedly.